Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy FEEN Friday. Hello. How are y'all feeling today? Hello, hello. What's good? What is good, y'all? How are y'all feeling today? How was y'all's week? Thank y'all for tuning in today. We're about to have KJade join us in a second for today's 6th episode of FEEN TV. Hello. We got some people from New York, from Baton Rouge. That's what I like to see. Multiple demographics. New Orleans in the building. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
Oh my
well.
God.
How are you doing? Huh? What did you say?
I said it looks like we're kind of matching.
I know. Great minds think alike, girl. Great minds think alike.
I know. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I can't complain. Just got off of work not too long ago. Hence my very lackadaisical appearance.
Yes, hardworking woman. Everyone, this
You
is
heard me.
KJade. KJ, thank you for joining us today for the 6th episode of FEEN TV. We really appreciate you being here so we can talk about your music career, your modeling career, and what we have going on tomorrow. So for people that don't know, this is FEEN TV. At FEEN TV, we talk to entrepreneurs, people that are seeing their dreams, and people that are hustling, grinding, and rewinding the things they love. So can you tell everyone who is
So, KJade is obviously me. My name is Kirsten Jade Keller, hence my artist name. I want to get simple with it, not shake people's heads up too much, but still, be relating to myself. So yeah, I go by the artist name KJade. I'm going to leave it to you to, because I don't want to start elaborating and then you have questions that, what I say correlate with.
what you do? What do you do?
So, I do everything. Let's start. No, so I'm a singer, musician, singer/musician. I'm also a model. I'm dramatic as hell, so I'm working on my actress aspect of things.
You and me both.
You heard me. And also, please excuse my perspiration. It is humid in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure y'all who are local know.
No,
It gets real. It gets real hot. That's what it is. But
I'm not
yes.
New York. Oh yes, I'm in New Orleans right now. I'm in Louisiana, and it's hot, but we're not stop anything.
That just made me think about your your post earlier when you were it was like people, oh, so you're gonna be back in town. Ha ha ha.
You like that? You like that?
It did get me a bit, I will say.
It was a little joke,
No, I felt it because I was like, everybody probably on K-Line like, where you back in town? Come to manifestation and yoga. See, here I go. Yoga and affirmation.
Y'all, it's okay. We got 3 different events coming, and tomorrow is one, and we gonna get into that. But first, we gotta know. So, what came first? Did the music come first, or did the modeling come first?
So, in technicality, I don't know. It's difficult to say because when I was younger, I always knew that I wanted to be a singer/actress with a backfall in modeling. That was always my end quote. Okay. I always knew that I was drawn to the entertainment industry and particularly music. That did come first. I was always in choir, loved singing, loved performing. And then, of course, as I got older and more, into my feminine self, I was, I'd always gotten comments, oh, Kirsten, you're so pretty, you should model. Oh, you're beautiful, you should model. And I closed myself off to it for a while because I was like, damn, I don't want to just be seen as like, oh, pretty face, like she can take pictures. I didn't want that to be like my go-to.
I feel you. I can definitely relate.
Exactly, especially in the industry you're going into, naturally as a woman, it's already going to be 10 times harder and more difficult because, especially if you're a pretty female, there are going to be times where you question, okay, did I get this opportunity because I'm good looking and I have personality, or because I actually have sheer talent?
Right.
And sometimes the lines will unfortunately cross because that's the way the industry is. And that's the way the world is. Being a female, it can be difficult, being taken seriously in business situations. So, and I know you know that.
Of course, those lines will always get misconstrued, but I feel like as long as you stay true to yourself, then that's how you'll really have that guard up and you'll just be able to protect yourself along the way. And also that you've been doing it for a while, so it's like when you're in the game, for the long run, you kind of can know what to expect and see like, okay, is this person like they BSing or are they serious about this opportunity and what's going on?
Right. 100%. 100%.
So since you have been doing both for a very long time, since you were younger, which would you say you enjoy the most? Or are they equal? It's okay to pick sides.
Honestly, you're funny. It's always been a difficult gamble for me because I've always wanted to do all three at the same time. If I could have it my way.
Is that they're intertwined, like.
No, and that's exactly, I was going to say, that's the great thing about, the career that I see for myself is that all of the things that I would like to do and would like to be in, like you said, intermingle and they intertwine. So naturally, even if I've been in a music scenario, modeling's always, like somehow interchanged. And sometimes even acting, when you're doing music videos, there's acting that's going into that. But particularly, I always grew up I don't want to say a theater kid because I was that theater kid that loved theater, but like didn't like being all extra, like, oh, like I want to be the center of it all the time. Like that wasn't a necessity for me.
I know.
Ever. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know how some theater kids are. Y'all know how those theater kids are.
I need to give y'all the background. Me and Kirsten met at a New Orleans Fashion Week event.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was a brand ambassador for New Orleans Fashion Week, and she was one of the models. And that's how we met,
Wait,
y'all.
Can I pause you real quick?
Forgot that very important detail.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off, but I was going to say it's funny because Haley and I were speaking the other day, and she was like, how did y'all meet? And I literally gave her the rundown. I was like, we literally met NOLA Fashion Week for, like, the kickoff before Fashion Week even started. But I felt like I'd known her for, like, at least a year. Like, we were gallivanted out. And
before that. I said, I know it felt like we met each other before that, and I'm so 100%. Glad that we. Because y'all, that's when I was trying to step outside my comfort zone. I'm much better at it now, but back then I was not. I was still peeking out of my little shell. But Kirsten had a good vibe, and I was like, okay, I could talk to her. Because you approach some people, they, you can't really approach everybody. But I'm glad that I approached you.
I'm very glad too. It was the universe. Okay, very serendipitous.
We already had to be around each other because of the show, and I was helping out backstage and everything like that. So, it was mainly just me building those rapport with the people.
Right.
And which is something y'all should do whenever you're at an event or something and you're surrounded by people that are going through the same path as you on the same way. You need to connect with those people because that's truly important. And you never know what can transpire. Wow, look at me and Kirsten. We didn't met a few years later. She's about to be featured. You're getting affirmations. We're about to have a great event tomorrow. But
it is really crazy. sorry, I was going to say, speaking of like manifesting though, it is really crazy how the universe works. You know, neither of us would have ever known that us meeting each other for Fashion Week was going to lead to us, you know, having a whole event in person together and then like making future cultivations. Like, and that's why Kate said, make sure y'all go ahead and, you know, make those connections, make those links when y'all do have events, because you never know who is going to be that next connect that you know, continue to make connections with. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. And even though me and Kish do events together, we are real life people. So that's important.
exactly.
How I wanted to know how to describe your music style.
You said, how would I describe my
your music style?
Okay, my music style. I used to refrain from answering questions like this just 'cause I don't like putting myself in a box. But
Which
because somebody asks you does not mean that you have to place yourself in that box. But I really like I'm well abreast. Let me stop in multiple different genres and types of music, but my passion lies in R&B, neo soul, with a hint of jazz. I'm a jazzy ting.
Yes.
So yeah.
Your song, the name of your song.
Oh yeah. I do have a single out on all platforms called "Want You to Stay." It an artist named KJade, KJade. It's on all platforms: Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all the platforms you guys can think of. But
so when it comes to modeling, what is your favorite type of modeling? Like runway, commercial type style? What is your favorite?
Okay, so when it comes to modeling, I definitely 100% enjoy runway. Runway modeling is definitely one of my favorites, but I would say like also very editorial work. I love, like, I grew up on America's Next Top Model along with like half of the female population. Okay, that was our jam.
All right.
But you don't realize how, one, you know, the stuff that you look at and see has an effect on how, you know, you're molded, but you also are drawn to certain things. You know, when you're growing, you see things and either you like them or you don't like them, or you want to do that or you don't want to do that. When I saw America's Next Top Model, every single season Tyra Banks would come up, I'd be like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get old enough to qualify, because this shit is like the shit I want, like that. Every single time I'd be like, damn, it seems so cool.
KJ was feeling for it.
Look, I was a pure fiend, you heard me? Fiending for it. But yeah, no, I definitely love editorial modeling and runway. I'm gonna be honest, one of my hardest challenges as a model is definitely commercial work. I'm not very good at being like, I'm not good at faking a funk, you know, and I like, and it's funny that I say like, oh yeah, like acting, I love acting. It's different. Like acting and like, you know, pretending is that, but then like having to model and just like still be yourself, because that you're what you're selling, that you and the product, but still be yourself. And like, I don't know, commercial work just always feels so cringy to me, because I gotta like fake smile, fake laugh, and
I love commercial modeling, but you know,
you're great at it. No, honestly, you're so fucking good at commercial modeling. I dub her the commercial queen. Let me stop.
Just put your product in my hands, and
actually, I'm gonna reach out to you, Kate. You're gonna help me. Okay, you're gonna help me become a better commercial model. How do you not like? It just feels so cringy whenever I have to hit that fake smile or the fake laugh for the picture. I'd be like, oh my God, you don't mean this.
I know, but that's just your personality, you know.
That's true.
I'll just be on top trying to
100%. Also, guys, please excuse me. I'm partaking in a little after work cocktail. It was a long day.
I know that, you know, how we spoke on my top model, things have changed since, since we've been in that era. And what would you say has changed like in the modeling world as far as the pandemic when it comes to that?
A lot has changed in the modeling world since the pandemic. Well, one, if anybody has noticed, I'm sure y'all have, every single like advertisement is now like, oh, let's see how we can implement masks in this. Let's see how we can implement anything that's like, oh yeah, we were just going through a pandemic into this scenario. That's definitely a major change. You know, I've never been asked to model masks before, but like that's a new commonality.
Mm-hmm.
Two, just the, like, for example, when the pandemic first struck up here, well, you know, because it was happening worldly, but it hadn't affected us heavily yet. But when
Yes,
it finally
still in town. I was still living in New Orleans because I was
exactly, you hadn't left yet. But when the pandemic first started, I was like, and we were all, you know, having cabin fever, forced to stay in the house. I was like, damn, I want to shoot so bad. Like, I just want to shoot. And of course, none of the photographers are comfortable with shooting right now because, I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, COVID. Right. So during the pandemic, this is the first time I'd ever attempted and been open to doing FaceTime photo shoots. That was probably one of the most, like, relevant things that I'd seen come, you know, into play as far as the pandemic and modeling, like FaceTime photo shoots. And you know that how FaceTime has that option, the little button now, that wasn't a thing. So yeah, you know,
we definitely have to see photos because I didn't know that you had a FaceTime photo shoot.
I have some of them posted on my Instagram.
Oh,
and
Lord,
you would never know that they were FaceTime photo shoots. And that's why it was kind of cool at the same time. You know, even though this pandemic was rocking everybody, it kind of like created some sort of transcendence for everyone, because you were so bored and had nothing to do that it kind of forced you to get outside of your box and, you know, think of other things to do and think of
adapting
exactly.
to your environment, into what's going on in the world, and really just seeing how can I like monetize this, how can I make it work, how can I be a part of it, not really exclude myself and, you know, not be a part of something when anybody can be a part of this, because it's really just something new. We just all have to adapt ourselves. So it's like either you go and put yourself in, get acquainted, or you get left behind.
Exactly. And if anything, this was like the first thing in probably hundreds of years that everybody could literally relate to. Everybody in the world can say at least that they were affected somehow by the pandemic. And to me, that should have been a uniting piece. And, you know, to a lot of people that, you know, they would agree as well. But I definitely think that was a unification for a bunch of people. Like, people that I would never relate to or think that I would have related to, you can now relate on at least COVID.
Right.
Shit.
Thankfully, that's one thing that I am grateful when it comes to that. I feel like it definitely did unify people more than ever, you know, and it made people feel that, you know, really a lot of people, we're more, you know, we're more alike than, you know, we all have emotions, we all have feelings, and we were all affected somehow, some way, whether we knew someone or not someone, it affected us or someone that we love.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't even remember where we were talking about originally, because I kind of trickled down. But
well, talking about the pandemic and just really how that transition.
Oh yeah.
About that, you have to adapt to your new environment. You know.
Yep.
And so, is really when I saw you kind of tap into that yoga type class. So, what made you get into yoga?
Yes. No, and I was gonna say, well, that's where I was going to lead after my my trickle, but I crawled way too far down the rabbit hole just now. So thank you, Kate, oh my God, for bringing me back to speed. But no, like I was saying, during the pandemic, there was so much time to do everything. It was like, why not, you know, create new hobbies or figure out new hobbies that you like, you know, cultivate new things for yourself, try new things that you didn't try before. Like, you have all the time in the world right now. Try everything. And I knew, like, you know, I came from a very gymnastics background, and I used to do like yoga and Pilates with my grandmother and my aunt. Like after I'd have shifts at at the flower shop, we'd go and exercise together. And I just remember I was like, damn, it's a pandemic. Might as well become the fittest me I can. And I just,
To that.
exactly, amen to it.
Like a lot
That,
of people, they're gaining weight. I'm up here trying to figure out how I'm gonna get right.
no, because I thought about that. I was like, damn, we're about to be in the house for some months at least. Don't want to gain any unnecessary weight that you didn't anticipate. Because, look, I know it's going to end eventually. I'm still trying to come out strong. And
Right.
not to say that people who didn't exercise during the pandemic did it wrong. Like,
Right.
everybody's
No.
pandemic was their pandemic.
Friends.
But,
That's just what it's a personal preference. That's all.
exactly.
Nobody's on it. Okay.
Because there are also people who, you know, prior to the pandemic never had a time to relax or have downtime because they were always working, and, you know, it was always quota this, quota that. You know, like, this was also an opportunity for people who were always busybodies to actually just, like, have an opportunity to calm down, sit down, not be working, not be doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it created light for a lot of different people in a dark scenario for different reasons. And that definitely was mad special. And for me, it was, it was yoga that definitely, like, I was like, damn, I want to get back into this. And I wanted to get my flexibility back up. You know, like, I don't know. It just was something that I became very interested in. And then I started getting really good at the headstand. So I was like, oh shit, like, this is fun.
Like, what is going on?
I know. Look, I'm telling you, like, at first, like, when I look at my first video I posted on it, like, and looking at the videos for the very last video I probably posted on it, I was like, damn, I ended up, like, practice makes perfect. In other words, like, I literally started sculpting so much that I was able to turn myself into, like, a yoga junkie that was actually good at it without even trying. Like, I
a guru.
Look, it was just because it became.
So glad that you got into yoga, and now I can be here doing my affirmations, and we have you featured on tomorrow's yoga and affirmations. And so I'm excited about that, and I'm glad that we could collab on this event. And so I really just want to give the people a little bit of insight on, you know, what's going to go on tomorrow.
Yes.
So we'll have the event starting at 11:30, and I'll kick off with after everyone mingles with each other and kind of finds their seat. First few people that come, y'all will get a special gift from our giveaway. So make sure you come on time.
Yes.
For the people that RSVP'd, you got an email and the exact meetup location, and then the location is actually on the flyer as well. It's just billions. So give them a little bit of because we know we spoke on it was for all ages. Just tell them, you know, what's going to be on.
Yes. So basically, we have scheduled an all-inclusive yoga and affirmations day for everyone. We want everybody to be able to participate. So it's not going to be overly strenuous. It's going to be some beginner hatha yoga. It's well, basically, that sort of yoga is used to strengthen and tone the body, but it's also used to create better balance. And of course, depending on the intensity level of it, it can be used for aerobic qualities. So if you're trying to, you know, gain conditioning or, like, do some conditioning, you know, get in shape a bit, you definitely can use the positions that I will be implementing tomorrow. But really, I want to, if anything, from the event tomorrow to really kind of get people more abreast to, one, affirming things in their life, making sure that they're, you know, having positive self-talk, making sure that, you know, you're manifesting and affirming what is for you and what is meant for you. And that can be whatever, you know, and I'm sorry about the background, y'all. I really, you know, I didn't anticipate it getting packed over here, but I had to come and eat afterwards. I was starving. But also, I want people to start doing yoga more regularly and like realizing that if you take, you know, a few minutes out of the day to just like stretch and, you know, just unwind, meditate, be with yourself, it can create a worldly difference. You know what I'm saying? It can create such a difference in your life if you start doing these things. For example, like a lot of people, when I first started doing yoga during the pandemic, people would comment on my story and be like, oh my God, like my body's so tight all the time. Like, can you help me? And the pandemic helped me realize how many people don't stretch on a regular basis and how many people really wish they did and had guidance on it. So I was like, damn, when you think about it, if you're not stretching your muscles every day, they're just getting shorter and they're getting tighter. So, like, of course you're not going to want to stretch. When you do, finally, it hurts. But if you do what, you know, we're going to practice tomorrow, yoga and affirmations, if you do these things on a daily basis, at least for, like, the next month, you will see a difference in your flexibility, your mood, your energy, like, everything. So yeah, that's really the main takeaways I want people to have from the event tomorrow is just, you know, like, let's get into our health and our wealth. Like,
Yes, let's get to our health and our wealth, because tomorrow is really all about good vibes, how you said, affirming the things that you want in this life and getting some yoga with that, because yoga has so many benefits that you probably don't know, you know, related to stress and mental health. And I think that that's just really a great way to start the weekend and get into this lovely Saturday that we have, you know?
Yeah, it's a nice way to unwind from all the chaos, too.
Best. So that's why we have this event. And we just really hope that y'all come out to City Park and explore this uh, first live in-person event, because we'll have music, refreshments, giveaways, and it's just going to be a great vibe. So for the people that have already, thank y'all, and we thank y'all for RSVPing. We can't wait to see y'all there. And for the people that have, make sure you RSVP, because y'all will not want to miss this free live.
Yes, we want you here for the first one. This is a very big deal for us.
Before we wrap up, what is it that KJade means for when it comes to just her lifestyle in general?
Honestly,
with your modeling career, what do you feel for?
I fiend for peace and self-fulfillment. I want to feel ultimately fulfilled in being myself and not really thinking about things in aspect of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even as far as my modeling and other ventures come, that's how I always want to envision it. I want to envision me doing things not for other people or because other people had this view or blah, 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 but for me, because when you think about it, that none of the other stuff matters. Not to say that other people don't matter, but you manifesting and affirming for yourself.
Help yourself, you cannot be there for the other people that you love. So that's true. You know, the self-fulfillment is important, and it's not selfish. It's actually just an act of self-care.
Exactly.
You need that in order to do anything for anybody else.
Right. Not only that, but as far as like platform-wise and music-wise, I really, really, really want to use my platform to create awareness and just to like, I wanna uplift our community. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the yoga and affirmations thing, this is a first granular step in my opinion, just because I've always wanted to share with my community and my friends, my peers, my people, you know, things that you can do to like actually help create prosperity in your life. And I've been able to see it tenfold from doing what we are doing. And I want that for other people. So
Yes.
Yeah.
We want y'all to feel how we feel. We want y'all to feel just as much loved and affirmed as y'all want to feel. So y'all out, get these good vibes with us. Feel it, love it. Experience this with us. So I know you there. Kristen, is there anything that you want to say?
Honestly, we've talked so much. No, I don't think I have anything else per se to say
But
aside from RSVP and make sure you show up.
that, and I appreciate you so much, Kirsten, for being on the sixth episode of TV, talking about your modeling career, the career, also just talking about the event and getting into what. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you, Kate, for having me.
You're welcome. You all have a great night. Y'all keep hustling, keep rewinding, aim for your dreams. Don't forget to RSVP for tomorrow's yoga and affirmations live. I love it. And y'all have a good night.
Bye, y'all. Be safe.